Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is My name is Ian Rachiele for IJR Sports. And, man, we are here in 2016 NFL Draft. And, Chicago, Illinois, great site here, NFL Draft Hall. You know what? This is the second and third round of the 2016 NFL Draft. If you guys missed the first round, I will recap that in a little bit. So I will recap the first round for you in just a bit. And we're going to start off the second round with the Cleveland Browns. They have the 32nd pick in the NFL Draft. And Commissioner Roger Goodell, he's heading up to the stage. I want to see what he says right now. You know what? I'm really looking forward to see where Miles Jack's going to go. He is not here. I haven't seen him here. So Miles Jack's not here. And you know what? So let's see what happens. All right, let's play the music again. I don't know what that was about, but let's play the same music again. Here we go. They're already booing. I love it. They're already booing. Man, they're already booing. I love this. Boo. From every team, plus NFL legends, including 8 Hall of Famers. 8 Hall of Famers. That's good. That's good. Oh, okay. From the Raiders, Willie Brown. Willie Brown. All right, that could work. From the Dolphins, Larry Zonka, my man. What's up? From the Colts and the Rams, Marshall Faulk. Marshall Faulk, what's up? Orlando Pace, man, that's one of the greatest Rams of all time. Bruce Smith for the Bills? Wow. I mean, I didn't know he was going to be here. Lynn Swann, man, I remember that catch from that Super Bowl, man. That's my favorite memory of the Steelers. Paul, my man, Warfield, man, he was on the Browns, then he got traded to the Dolphins and became a legend. Oh, Dick Butkus! Bears legend, my man! Man, anybody knows I'm a Bears fan. Let's be straight up for real. Greatest fans of the world, you know it, Dick Butkus. Preach! Go Bears, Dick Butkus. Yeah, you are right. And I start booing again because Roger Goodell. Cleveland Browns are on the clock, as you guys probably can't hear because I don't have the thing close enough. Come too far away. Yep, all about the Cleveland Browns. So yeah, they're looking at the war room of the Cleveland Browns right now, and you know what? I'm very thankful to be in Chicago right now. You know what, Cleveland Browns? They have the 32nd pick and the first pick in the second round. And I'm going to recap the first round for you guys if you did not watch it last night or if you did not know. All right, here was the first round. The Los Angeles Rams chose Jared Goff. The Eagles, they chose Carson Wentz. Those two are probably a given. Then you had Joey Bosa, defensive end from Ohio State, going to the San Diego Chargers. Then the Cowboys choosing the next Emmitt Smith and Ezekiel Elliott. Then Jalen Ramsey, the hometown boy, he goes to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Baltimore Ravens choose an offensive tackle from Notre Dame and Ronnie Stanley. At the 7th pick, San Francisco 49ers, they choose a guy that was under Chip Kelly, defensive end from Oregon, in DeForest Buckner. Then they had the first trade during the draft, which Tennessee Titans traded with the Cleveland Browns to get offensive tackle Jack Conklin from Michigan State. Then the Chicago Bears, my Chicago Bears, if I might add, they traded up with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they leapfrogged the Giants to get outside linebacker Leonard Floyd from the University of Georgia. Go Dogs. You know what I'm happy about that? I know my friend Chris. He's a Dogs fan. I'm always happy about that. New York Giants, they chose a corner, Eli Apple, from Ohio State Buckeyes. That's 3 Ohio State picks in the first round. With the 11th pick, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers chose a hometown boy, and that was Vernon Hargreaves III, corner from Florida. Chomp, chomp, go Gators. 12th pick, New Orleans Saints, they chose defensive tackle Sheldon Rankins from Louisville. A good pick for them, but I wish they would have taken a quarterback. And then at 13, in the story that everybody is talking about for this NFL draft, the player that has been talking about nonstop, Laramie Tunzel, the offensive tackle that got in huge trouble for posting himself, doing stuff on Twitter. Posted on Twitter 10 minutes before the draft. And he was from Mississippi. He finally goes to the Miami Dolphins at the 13th pick. And you know what? I'm kind of happy that he didn't fall out of the first round. But you know what? It's kind of a shame of what happened. I'm kind of ashamed that that happened to him. But lessons learned. Maybe he'll be a great pick. I mean, that's what happened to Warren Sapp and Randy Moss, if anybody remembers. At 14, the Oakland Raiders, they chose safety and Carl Joseph from West Virginia. And this is a classic Al Davis pick. That's all I can say for this. At 15, the Cleveland Browns, they got wide receiver Corey Coleman from Baylor. And you know what? Maybe this is the first pick that the Cleveland Browns might not screw up since Joe Hayden. And that's happened 6 or 7 years ago. Straight up, Corey Coleman, he's going to be reunited with Robert Griffin III. Those two went to Baylor together. Maybe that'll work out. At 16, Detroit Lions, they choose offensive tackle Taylor Decker from Ohio State. 17, the Atlanta Falcons, they chose safety Canu Neal from Florida. And I knew they liked him anyway, and he's kind of like Cam Chancellor. 18, the Indianapolis Colts, they chose Ryan Kelly, center from Alabama. 19, the Buffalo Bills, they chose defensive end Shaq Lawson from Clemson. Rob and Rex Ryan are defensive guys. That makes sense. 20 is Darren Lee, outside linebacker from the Ohio State Buckeyes. Hold on. You get a Buckeye. You get a Buckeye. You get a Buckeye. Everybody gets a Buckeye. That was basically what this first round was. But Jets, they get a good outside linebacker. And you know what? He'll be able to match up with tight ends and backs. So at 21, the Houston Texans, they got a wide receiver from Will Fuller from Notre Dame. And we all knew they needed a wide receiver. Shout out, by the way, to the people watching in Houston right now. Shout out to that. At 22, the Washington Redskins chose a wide receiver, Josh Doxson from TCU. And I think that it's a good pick for them, and he could work the middle. And at 23, the Minnesota Vikings rounded out the trio of wide receivers and got Laquan Treadwell. And I like that pick. So 3 wide receivers went back to back to back. And the pick is in as it's showing on the board right now. And you know what? I'll announce that in a little bit, but let's just finish the rest of the 6 picks. 24, Cincinnati Bengals. They chose corner William Jackson III from Houston. Go Cougs. Go Cougs. I was born from Houston, so I can't say that. Go Cougs. But yeah, Jackson, he goes to the Bengals. And now probably one of the worst picks came from Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers, they chose corner R.T. Burns from the U. And yes, it's my least favorite pick to this point in the draft. And you probably could have got him in the 4th round, but they got him in the 1st round for some reason. But you know what? Maybe he'll turn out fine, and maybe I won't. Maybe he'll turn out fine. You never know. 26th pick, the Denver Broncos traded up aggressively, 2nd straight year, and they get Paxton Lynch, QB from Memphis. So that means the Denver Broncos now have Mark Sanchez, and they have Paxton Lynch to compete with. So that's a great trade for them. Green Bay Packers, they got defensive tackle Kenny Clark from UCLA. And they have a history of taking front 7 defenders in the 1st round, and that's why it helps. I will announce the other 4 in a moment, but I got to boo Roger Goodell. Boo! Boo! Dang, it's not Roger Goodell, but somebody else. I still got to boo. Boo! Okay, I'll give a round of applause to Paul Warfield, but he was a Dolphin his whole career. Why is he being on the Browns? Awesome. Browns chose Emmanuel Ogbah from Oklahoma State, defensive end. That's a good pick for them. And with them choosing Corey Coleman at the beginning of the night, last night, that worked out well for them. So Emmanuel Ogbah from defensive end from Oklahoma State. He's big and powerful. He is stiff-hipped. And you know what? That has been a great pick for the Cleveland Browns. And he was the 2015 Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year, and he was an all Big 12 selection last year. So a good pick for the Cleveland Browns, and I hope that goes out well for them. So the next pick. So yeah, that's a great pick. I think it's interesting that they still booed Roger Goodell. I think they're just going to boo him the whole night. So Cleveland Browns got their guy. Now Tennessee Titans are up. Tennessee Titans chose Jack Conklin from Notre Dame last night. Speaking of which, I loved being here last night. I loved the environment. I loved all of that happened. I'm going to continue the 1st round real quick. San Francisco 49ers with the 28th pick last night. They chose Joshua Garnett from Stanford. He's a local hometown guy, so that made sense. And Chip Kelly really likes having a big offensive lineman. At 29, Arizona Cardinals, they chose Robert Nemski from Mississippi, and he was the top high school recruit in the country, man. So you know what? That could be a steal in the end of the 1st round. That could be a steal for the Cardinals. At 30 is the Carolina Panthers. Shout out to Jamie and Chris. Shout out to you two, big Panthers fans, as I already know. They got defensive tackle Vernon Butler, defensive tackle from Louisiana Tech. My apologies. General manager Dave Gettleman, man, you're making some good moves, and he likes to build from the inside out, and I understand that. Then the last pick in the 1st round of the NFL draft, trading down 5 spots with the Broncos, the Seattle Seahawks chose offensive guard Jermaine Afidi. Yeah. Good pick for them, and he was from Texas A&M, that college station. Anybody who's been in Texas A&M, they know what I'm talking about. And that was the end. That was a recap of the 1st round. Speaking of, I will be posting a video on this channel making a recap about the NFL draft after tomorrow. So go stay tuned for that. But let's focus on this pick with the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans, the pick is in as it is flashing amongst that big board. We can all see, even if you're up there in the nosebleed seats, you can totally see it up there. And you know what? I do like this. I mean, I do enjoy the environment we have around here. So let's see what happens. Miles Jacks, who I think is preferably the best player left in the NFL draft right now, that outside linebacker from UCLA. You know what? Miles Jacks, Jalen Smith, those two have had injuries. They're big linebackers, but they've had those knee injuries, those meniscus tears. So right now, all I gotta say is that I want to see where Miles Jacks goes, and I want to see where Jalen Smith goes. Both big linebackers that impressed me in the college football season. And you know what? Tennessee Titans, they added guys like Rashard Matthews, Bryce McCann, and DeMarco Murray during the offseason. So Titans, they can make some moves here. I want to give a shout out, by the way, to everybody who's watching this. I'm seeing the ticker on the bottom of this right-hand screen. Shout out to everybody who is watching this right now. You guys make this all possible. And I want to see who the Tennessee Titans pick. Like I said, Miles Jacks could be a good pick for the Tennessee Titans. And, I'm just waiting for Roger Goodell to come back out here so he can get booed by us. Let's just start. Let's booing begin. Boo! 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 Go away, Roger Goodell. Man, that is a tall dude, but dang, boo, Roger Goodell. Javon Curse? Man, I loved him when he was on the Eagles. Oh, wow, Javon Curse is here. He's making that pick. Let's see what the Titans choose, guys. All right, the Tennessee Titans, they choose defensive end Kevin Dodd from Clemson. Man, he's from South Carolina, 6'5". He was a junior at Clemson. And you know what? He's long. He's athletic. He's a 4-3 end. And you know what? I think that he could be a good starter for the Tennessee Titans. You know what? He had 23 tackles for a loss in 2015. And he had 62 tackles and 12 sacks in 2015 for your Clemson Tigers. Speaking of Clemson Tigers, they were in the national championship game. So Kevin Dodd, you know what? Even speaking of that championship game, he had 3 sacks in the championship game against Alabama. So you know what? Kevin Dodd, he's a 33rd pick by Tennessee Titans. And the Cowboys are up. The Cowboys are up. I wonder if they're going to trade the draft pick or not. I mean, you never know with the Cowboys. And so let's see what happens. The pick is in, actually. It's over here. So the pick is in for the Dallas Cowboys. So let's see how this goes for the Dallas Cowboys. Boo! Man, I love it how everybody's booing Roger Goodell. They've been doing this all day, and they did this yesterday, too. Yeah, the U! Michael Irvin, yo, what is up, your boy? Michael Irvin from the U, Hall of Famer, man. Oh, Jalen Smith. Oh, wow. Jalen Smith, the linebacker from Notre Dame, goes to the Dallas Cowboys. Man, how about them Cowboys, man? Man, Jalen Smith, man, 6'2", junior from Notre Dame. He had that knee injury, which I think took him out of the first round, if I'm going to be honest. Same with Miles Jacks. So the Cowboys choose Jalen Smith, and I am happy for him. You know, he was a AP All-American last year in 2015. And 114 tackles. He had a sack and a forced fumble back in 2015 before he got that injury. And you know what? I wish him the best of luck. If anybody does not know, he tore his ACL in the Fiesta Bowl against Ohio State. And you know what? I'm happy for him, and I hope he does well in the NFL. So the Dallas Cowboys, they chose a linebacker in Jalen Smith. And next is the San Diego Chargers. They're the next two are going to be up. So, sorry. So Jalen Smith, he got chose by Dallas Cowboys. Like I said, I wish him luck. And the San Diego Chargers are next. San Diego Chargers, they chose Joey Bosa, defensive end from Ohio State. That's who they chose in the first round. And you know what? The San Diego Chargers, they need their main issue is a safety and an offensive line. You know, Andrew Billings, he a defensive tackle from Baylor. He could be a good pick here for the San Diego Chargers. Keep going down the board. Jonathan Bullard, Jerron Reed, Hargrave from South Carolina State. How about, you know, those guys could work out pretty well for the San Diego Chargers. And you know what? If you look at San Diego Chargers, they had a horrible year last year. They lost Eric Weddle in free agency. And they have not won the AFC West since 2009. So they need to get back on track. And they need to find a way to get back into the playoffs. And you know what? I think there's been a draft trade. Oh, the Jacksonville Jaguars have traded with the Baltimore Ravens. So the Baltimore Ravens have traded with the Jacksonville Jaguars 36 and 38. So they swapped. And you know what? Maybe that will be a good trade for them. I'm still wondering where Miles Jacks and Andrew Billings, I'm wondering where those two guys will go. Because those two are people that I am going to watch out for. Because I think they are first round picks who slid down the draft. And boo! Boo! I'm going to keep booing Raj Goodell because everybody else is, man.
From San Jose State University, the 22nd overall draft pick by the Chargers in 1983, quarterback Gil Bird.
And they got Gil Bird announcing the pick for the San Diego Chargers, their draft pick back in 1983.
In the 2016 NFL Draft, the San Diego Chargers select Hunter Henry.
Who? Oh, Hunter Henry. Okay. So Chargers, they choose Hunter Henry, tight end from Arkansas. For a second, I thought they said Derrick Henry, but I had to listen more closely. You know what? That makes sense. This makes sense, everybody, because tight end Hunter Henry, Antonio Gates is getting a lot older for the San Diego Chargers, and they're going to have somebody to be the next Antonio Gates for the San Diego Chargers. So, you know what? That's a good pick for the San Diego Chargers. Hunter Henry, welcome to the San Diego Chargers organization. And you know what? The next pick is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Like I said, I just announced this trade. The Jacksonville Jaguars now have the 36th pick in the NFL draft. The Jacksonville Jaguars just traded with the Baltimore Ravens to get that 36th pick. All right, so let's see what Jacksonville Jaguars do with this pick. Like I said, Miles Jacks and Andrew Billings, the two highest rated guys, best available right now, they are still on the board. And the pick is in. The pick is in for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's see who it is. Okay, let's see who the Jacksonville Jaguars choose. Jacksonville Jaguars, they need defensive end and linebacker help. And you know what? Jack, Billing, Bullard, Spence, and maybe Reed. Those guys could help out the Jaguars in a big way. So let's see what happens. So, actually, who do you guys think will be the pick for the Jacksonville Jaguars? I want to know, who do you guys think will be the pick for the Jacksonville Jaguars? Because you know what, I think that I want your guys' opinion. I want your guys' opinion on. That was complete random. I heard myself back. That was completely random. Okay. But yeah, I want everybody's opinion. Who do you think Jacksonville Jaguars will choose here? Because they have a lot of options. They have a lot of prospects they can get. And their defensive end and linebacker are the two things they need for the Jacksonville Jaguars. We will take a short break here on IJR Sports. And after the break, we will announce the Jacksonville Jaguars pick in the second round of this 2016 NFL Draft. Stay tuned for more.
Down 2 spots, Jacksonville moved up 2 spots, put Jacksonville its 5th round selection for an announcement that we were about to hear. Meanwhile, the Kansas City Chiefs are...
And we are back. Here's the trade. The Jacksonville Jaguars, they get the 36th pick, and the Ravens get a 38th pick and a 5th round pick. So that is what the trade was. And you know what? I just got a comment saying that my voice is annoying. Then I don't know how my voice is annoying because I've been doing this for years. So I don't know. I don't know. It's just kind of amusing to me. Anyway, so let's see. Jacksonville Jaguars in the first round, they chose corner Jalen Ramsey. And you know what? Jalen Ramsey is a great pick from Florida State. And here comes the booing again. I don't got strength to boo anymore. Boo. Boo. See what I mean? I ain't got to do it. Oh, you chomp, chomp, chomp. Fred Taylor, my man. Fred, man, from University of Florida. Jacksonville Jaguars, great.
The Jacksonville Jaguars select Miles Jack.
Miles Jack from UCLA. He has gone to the Jacksonville Jaguars. So that's actually pretty cool. Miles Jack from UCLA. He goes to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Miles Jack, he was 6'1". He is a gifted athlete. He can do run and pass on 3 downs. His only problem is his medical issues. That is his only problem. 180. He had 11 touchdowns in his career because he actually was an offensive guy at the beginning of his career. And I've seen film of Miles Jack, and you know what? He is going to be a great talent if that knee does not have a problem. Miles Jack, he's going to be a great prospect for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And this possibly could be a great deal for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Because if you think about it, they got a great corner in Jalen Ramsey. And they got a great linebacker in Miles Jack. And you know what? He started 28 games at UCLA, so that's a great stat for him. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to do in the Jaguars organization. All right, now the 37th pick is up next, and that pick is that pick. If I remember, is the Kansas City Chiefs, who they got from the San Francisco 49ers. So the San Francisco 49ers, they traded their pick to Kansas City Chiefs before the draft. The ones that the Chiefs need, they need a corner and they need a wide receiver. That's the two that they need. And you know what? I think that there's a great wide receiver that they could get. There's a great wide receiver, Michael Thomas from the Ohio State Buckeyes. He could be a great pick they could choose. Or Shepard from Oklahoma.
The response I got was yes. Of course, we know he had meniscus surgery in September, but the meniscus.
I'm just wondering.
The issue here, I'm told by several people involved in the situation, that the.
I just think it's you know what? I just think it's interesting. You know, I just hope Miles Jacks that he does not have any issues with that knee in this upcoming season. Otherwise, that could be an issue. And you know what? I'm hoping that he can do well. And you know what? The Kansas City Chiefs, they've had 3 winning seasons since they've hired Andy Reid. And they, you know, I'm actually happy about that. I'm happy for him. The one thing that could be an issue for the Chiefs is their running back's health, because Jamal Charles last year he missed I think 11 to 12 games because of an injury he had. And they signed Travis Kelce to a 5-year extension in the off season, so they kept their big tight end. And you know, but here comes the booze again. I can always tell when he's here because I can hear the booze. And I'm not gonna boo this time. There's really no use to booing. Some guy just said, "Shut up." All right, Tony Richardson. I used to have you on my Madden series, so that's pretty cool. Kind of a mixture plus here. Kind of a mixed. Chris Jones from Mississippi State, defensive tackle. He goes to the Kansas City Chiefs. You know what? Good prospect. Good prospect. I'm not going to kid there. Good prospect there for Kansas City Chiefs. And now the Baltimore Ravens, they will have the next pick. You know what? Chris Jones, he did good at Mississippi State, and I'm kind of happy. I'm kind of happy for him. You know, he started all 13 games last year at Mississippi State. And you know what? I'm happy for him. I hope that he does well in Kansas City. Yeah, you know, it's going to be interesting to see if he goes from Louisiana to Mississippi. Louisiana to Missouri, right? And you know what? I think that Chris Jones can be great for the Kansas City Chiefs. Like I said, they need that defensive help, and they're going to get it in the second round.
He said if he would have stayed another year, he would have been a top 5 pick. That's the ceiling that this guy has. Quick lockdowns, we're going to break this
guy. And he hugs Roger Goodell. He's like bear hugging Roger Goodell right there. Man, he's already repping the Kansas City Chiefs, man. He's already repping them. And he just hugged Tony Richardson. Tony Richardson, I remember him on the New York Jets, but now I kind of remember him being on Kansas City Chiefs as well. Dude, I like this music they're playing. I don't know who sings it, but man, I like this music. Man. Man. All right, I'm seeing the Miami Dolphins on the screen up here. I don't know if the Ravens traded their pick again, but right now the Miami Dolphins apparently they got the pick because it shows up on the screen right here. So, that's interesting. That's interesting. I don't maybe the Dolphins traded up and the pick is in for the Miami Dolphins. They got Laramie Tunzel in with the first round pick. And and you know what? Miami Dolphins, they're up next. Andrew Billings to me is the best prospect still on the board, the defensive tackle from Baylor. So I think that's what they could go with here. But if they're gonna go based on needs, if you're gonna go based off of needs, you're gonna need a corner and you're gonna need a running back. The corner and the running back. And the best running back on the board is Derrick Henry, and the best corner on the board is Mackenzie Alexander from Clemson. So they could choose one of those two players, and it would be good for them. By the way, I'm just going to notice something. Dante Fowler, Malik Jackson, Jalen Ramsey, Miles Jacks, they will be all added to the Jacksonville Jaguars this season. So that's good for them. The future's looking bright in Jacksonville, ladies and gentlemen.
You know that feeling you get when you save money on parts without having to jump through any hoops, track points.
I wonder how many people are still left in the green room. I don't know. But I want to see how many people are in the green room because that seems like there's maybe a few. I know Miles Jacks was here the first day. I think maybe he just didn't want to show up. I don't know. I haven't seen him. But Miami Dolphins, their pick is up. And I still don't know what they traded for that pick because I don't know. And you know what? Here on IJR Sports, we are going to take another short break here on IJR Sports. This has been the 2016 NFL Draft rounds 2 and 3, live from Chicago, Illinois. Stay tuned so stay tuned. We're taking a short break, and then we will announce the Miami Dolphins pick. Hey, we are back here in Chicago, the 2016 NFL Draft rounds 2 and 3. And you know what? I'm really liking this Chicago crowd. I feel at home right now. I feel like these people are my brothers and sisters. I feel that's how I feel right now. Even the guys who are wearing the opposite, people are not even wearing the same jersey as me. Anybody who's wondering right now, I'm wearing a Gale Sayers jersey right now. I'm wearing a Gale Sayers jersey. I'm walking past Packers. I'm walking past Vikings. And you know what? It's all just a fun time. Here comes the booze again. And, man, it's coming the booze.
From Syracuse University, the 8th overall pick in the 1968 draft by the Dolphins. 1987 Hall of Fame inductee, fullback Larry Zonka.
Yo, Larry Zonka. Man, what is up? And they got tons of Hall of Famers and legends here. Nice Buckus homage.
2016 NFL Draft. The Miami Dolphins select Xavier Howard, defensive back from Baylor.
Xavier Howard, corner from Baylor. Now, I don't know much about this guy. In fact, I'm having to look down my order because I do not recognize this guy. But Xavier Howard. Let's see. Maybe he could be a starter. I really don't know much about him. I'm not really seeing him on my notes. But that's interesting. I don't even know what the Dolphins traded for him. Somebody's gonna have to tell me. I'm looking on my Twitter right now, and nobody's really telling me anything. And now the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are next, and they chose Vernon Hargroves with that first round pick. Xavier Howard, he was a corner from Baylor, and you know what? They did need a corner, so I'll give them that. I thought Mackenzie Alexander would have been a better pick, but hey, these guys know something that we don't know. I'm not a scout, so that's why I'm saying nothing, because I'm not a scout. I don't know. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're in the same situation. They need a center, and they need a cornerback, or they need a defensive tackle. And you know what? Andrew Billings is still up there on the board. Mackenzie Alexander, he's still up there. And you know what? I think that it'll be actually a pretty good thing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. As it says, the pick is in right here. As you can tell with the board, it says pick is in. Ah, man. And you know what? I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be in Chicago. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy, to be here, at the NFL draft and experience this. And I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to experience this feeling and experience what's going on. And actually, guys, they're telling me that after this Tampa Bay Buccaneers pick, I will be stopping the podcast. That kind of sucks, but you know what? It was fun. I see a lot of you guys. I see so many viewers on this right now. Thank you for everybody who is viewing this podcast. And you know what? Thank you. Thank you for viewing this podcast. It means a lot to me. This means a lot. So let's see what's going on. I still haven't gotten anything on Twitter about what's going on. So you know what? I want to. I'm ready to see what the Dolphins traded for that Ravens pick, and I'm ready to see what will happen here very soon. So, what do you guys think? Who do you think Tampa Bay Buccaneers will choose? Let me know on Twitter at IJR Sports. As again, my Twitter handle at IJR Sports. And you know what? I'm ready to see who the Buccaneers choose, because let's be honest, they're, like I said, Andrew Billings from Baylor, Michael Thomas from Ohio State, Noah Spence from Eastern Kentucky University, and Shepard from Oklahoma. Those guys are still great picks you could choose. You know what? I'm happy to see what will happen here in Chicago.
The 15th overall selection in the 1999 draft.
Anthony McFarland. Okay, I remember you. I remember somewhat about you. I know you were on the championship team. Noah Spence, the former Ohio State Buckeye, the guy who went to Eastern Kentucky and finished out his career. So Noah Spence from Eastern Kentucky, defensive tackle, the junior, 6'2", 250-pounder. And you know what? He converts speed to power, and he is a technician. But his only problem is his off-field issues. That's the only problem I would have with him. But great pick. Great pick by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And you know what? I'm happy that he goes to Tampa Bay and joins Vernon Hargroves as their 1-2 punch in this draft. And you know what? I'm happy about that. And I'm happy, that they got Noah Spence. And that is the end of the IJR Sports NFL Draft Podcast. Stay tuned tomorrow, because tomorrow I will be doing rounds 4 through 7 as well. So stay tuned for that. This is IJR Sports, and I am signing out. Thank you for listening.